And we're fucking live. There we go. Hello, everyone. We're here. Let me make sure audio works because I've had like a ring of bad luck recently with Dylan. What's your name?
Yes.
Perfect. Cool. What's your name? Yes.
Oh, you said Dylan, and my brain went to yes, and I didn't hear what you said afterwards. Honestly.
All right, bumper. Let me see here. All right, cool. So, welcome to Playotic, everybody, where we play Dungeons and Dragons, and we do our very best.
Like no one ever was?
Like no one ever was. Man, how's everyone's Monday, though?
Could
Great.
be better.
It's
Yeah,
been
could be better.
I'm actually having a great Monday.
Nice.
been hectic, but glad that I made it here.
Yeah? Is this like I always feel like Playotic is like I made it! Like just kind of on the base. We're finally here.
Usually that's me, but I actually the power. I started my new job today, and power went out at like 1:30 at the office, and they were just like, "Take the laptop and work from home." And I was like, "Day one."
Oh my god, that's incredible. By the way, congrats on the new job, dude. I'm so
Thank you.
thrilled for you.
Yay!
Thank you.
That is so cool. And thank you so much, Cold Spark, for the sub. You're the best, man.
Yes, my husband.
I got to draft a intervention today, which is entirely new for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that sounds fascinating.
it is, but not as fascinating as D&D.
as Dungeons and
No.
Dragons. About to say.
I was thinking, like, what kind of intervention?
Yeah, I know. That's actually mine and Nellie's field also. So we're like, So, great way to start the new job. Yeah, no kidding. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's hop right back into it. We have Ju Ming played by Nellie, Sepharis played by Dylan, and Jackie played by Mookie. Mookie Monster. So we are going to do a recap real quick. So last time we saw our adventurers, they had reconvened after successfully freeing UNT prisoners from a nearby Hargoth camp and fended off an attempt to destroy a burrow beneath the watermill, where a group of remaining UNT refugees remained. Before parting ways with their leader, Zatsu, they spent the night around a campfire exchanging stories, pleasantries, and came to terms with their enslavement, as Sepharis has repeatedly described it. With a new sense of understanding, Satsu joined them around the fire and explained that he never wanted to be the leader of his friends and family, while also feeling that every choice he's made has been the wrong one. He went on to explain that there's another hidden faction of the UNT considered mortal enemies of the Golden Scales, but they possibly gained to benefit from an alliance against the Hargoth Empire. They claim right to the land that the Golden Scales took from them centuries ago, but wish to kill anyone who inhabits it. So the Golden Scales is what we're trying to reclaim right now, but these people also claim this land, so they have something to benefit. And what Sepharis, Jackie, Juming, and Nil have decided is that they can offer them reservations, giving them land back to them in retribution and in exchange for help to defend against the Hargoth Empire. The Fang is what they're called, a massive tribe of pureblood, snake-headed druids that reign supreme in the west. The next morning, they set foot to begin their 3-day journey into the Fang territory, where the feeling of being watched never subsides. You guys have just passed over a large 30-foot trench that led straight downwards, so far down you couldn't even hear the water rushing all the way down.
How do we know there was water down there then?
Yeah, I mean, if you looked, you would have seen it. It's not a secret.
Okay.
It wasn't just blackness, like you see in movies and stuff. This is not that fantasy shit. This is real.
This is real
This
fantasy.
is real. This is
not that
real
fake
fantasy. Exactly. You've crossed over, and you began traipsing further and further into the woods, where the roads begin to trail off. They begin to thin out. What was once road is now a crushed bush, a crushed foliage on the ground where you assume someone may have walked before. You eventually come across, in the distance, a Hargoth outpost, a tent, like a one-story tower type situation, with one guard at the top and two at the bottom. And the last thing we did was began to walk around. taking the long way around to avoid any type of confrontation. With the logic being, we don't want to crush one ant. We want to take care of the entire ant pile. You are now in the middle of these golden scale woods. Name redacted, as it's currently in between territories. And redacted. I mean, it's being taken over.
There is a name, but you don't want us to know it.
No, not redacted. It wasn't taken away. Well, I guess it was the Golden Scales. This was the Golden Scales territory. I mean, it's Fang territory, but it's the Golden Scales forest. All right.
Okay, remind me, because this was a point of confusion last time.
Yes.
And I've slept since then.
Me too.
The Fangs are pure blood, but they're not Player's Handbook pure blood, as in like mostly human, but with some snake features. They're the mostly snake, like the Monster Manual Masons, not the pure bloods, right? So they're pure because they're more snake-like.
Yeah. So before we begin playing, I do actually want some clarification on that because I'm not an expert in D&D. So the Masons, what are they called?
I believe they're called Masons. Let me double check on that. There's several tiers of UNT.
Malisons.
Malisons. That sounds right.
Well, these guys have legs. Do Malisons have legs?
Malisons do have legs.
Okay. And yeah, they would
really
be
just a
technically
matter of how much snake there is in representation. So Abomination is the second highest tier, but Pure Blood is kind of the lowest caste, actually second lowest caste. The lowest caste is the Brood Guard, but those are people that weren't even born UNT, they were converted, and they're barely above consciousness levels. The Pure Bloods, the Malisons are kind of the tier 2, and they have maybe like a snake-like head with a regular body, or maybe a snake-like body with like a human upper half.
Yeah.
The Abominations are basically snakes, giant snakes with arms.
No, not Abominations. These guys are humanoids.
Gotcha.
They're definitely humanoids. So we'll say, and you can call them Malisons. That's not incorrect. They just refer to themselves as Pure Bloods. Just as an FYI. I'm more so giving you the perception of the UNT.
I get, yeah. Okay. I just wanted to be sure that I was remembering correctly because
so you're
Pure Bloods was used to describe two different groups, and one of them hated because the other wasn't pure.
Yes.
And I had to like.
Yeah. Think Slytherin, metaphors and all. Okay. So yes, the UNT Golden Scales, they're a little bit more humid. They do have like, skin as well as scales, but these guys have like full blood, like snake heads. Think about a cobra head on a human body with a tail, everything. These guys they're not going to be pretty by human standards.
4th edition had some good art of the Malisons.
Yeah. Well, feel free to share them in Discord. So, as you guys continue to trace, are we following through with the walking around the Hargoth outpost? Is that still what we want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had that moment of you can't second guess everything you do. You've led your people this far, and no one's gonna make the right choice every time. You're doing great, son. Now I'm gonna go dive into these bushes as I'm putting mud on my face.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Don't be a coward. I'll be in this bush if you need me. So you guys traipse through the forest, and the sun is about directly overhead, but it's being horribly filtered. It's being very obstructed by all of the tall trees. It almost feels like it's getting darker, but it's about noon. And eventually you come across a drop-off, a steep drop-off, where what was once dark is now completely bright by the huge space of sky in front of you. As hundreds of feet below you, you see more and more forest. Zatsu stops walking.
Is it like a cliff, or is it like a...
It is a stark cliffside, like a 90-degree angle. You hear the rocks crumbling the minute you stop and everything. Even the wind begins to bellow. And you begin like stepping back on the off chance the wind actually pushes you over, being a halfling.
I still have my comfort cube in my hands.
Your comfort cube? You're just kind of holding it casually?
Yeah.
Is that a magic item? Do we know about that?
Yes, we do.
What is it?
It is a cube of force.
Oh, it's a cube of force. Okay. Did the previous DM give you that?
He sure did.
Okay, just curious. I gotta plan accordingly. So Zatsu stops. We were in Fang Tori before, but this is the heart of it. And he looks all the way down.
The heart of darkness.
Are you any good at climbing?
Me?
All of you.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because we're going down. And he takes off his pack and begins to, like, take a bunch of rope out. I suspect it's about 600 feet. I don't suggest jumping. Those trees aren't as soft as they look.
Well, I'm fairly decent at climbing.
So Ferris, you look concerned. Don't tell me you're turning away now.
I'm not the strongest climber. And I'm not particularly good with heights.
Well, I don't suggest a blindfold.
Thank you. I can use magic to get down there, although I would prefer not if there's a non-cliffside route we can go.
I'm afraid there's not.
All right, then.
Oh, my computer is freezing. What? Hold on. My computer is like, what the hell's happening? Hold on.
So I can
I'm not looking down, but I guess that works too.
Bigger. That's right.
there's anything else.
Turd.
Be about the same size as a pterodactyl, but still, I want to.
I think the stream is crashing.
Yeah, it's crashing. Give me a sec. System interrupts? What is that? Yeah, OBS Studio's taking. That's fine. But that shouldn't be news and interests. Windows, you son of a bitch. Hold on. I'm trying to see what things are taking up my
What's just consuming your.
Yeah, I'm gonna end Discord actually. There we go.
But the means.
System resources.
NVIDIA, we don't need you.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh, there's already one meme? Already?
Okay. Yeah, we're all good.
It's fairly simple.
Why? And I haven't looked at it, just like, oh, there's already something there? You guys are so fast.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, ready for you.
All right. I think we're all good here. I see clear. I'm not dropping any frames anymore.
Seems good on my end.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that, everyone. So last thing I heard was nothing.
So
what was the verdict of
cast
what you
polymorph on myself.
Polymorph, okay?
What? To turn into a Quetzalcoatlus,
Okay.
which is larger than a giant eagle. It is huge sized.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to help ferry people down this cliffside.
Wow. Okay, cool. Well,
I shouldn't be too difficult with technically two snake people, even though one of us
Don't be
is
too
not here.
disappointed, Sumner.
No. Zatsu picks out a pair of gloves from his pack. Well, if you're scared about and he sees the Quetzalcoatl just right on the cliff edge, and he's like, well, he kind of slaps the gloves on his hand. Not gonna need these. And he puts them back. And he puts them back and kind of reluctantly puts all the rope back into his backpack. Straps it up. So we're flying down. Yeah, where was the Quetzalcoatl before the long trek?
We save it for emergency.
She tends to only do it in emergency situations, and I'm not going to lie, half of the emergencies are her own emergencies.
Well. All right. Well, let's do this. How many people can you carry at once?
It doesn't say I am a huge creature.
You're a huge creature. Okay, so you're one step above the large.
Yes.
So that's pretty big. I would say you can probably carry everyone. There's not a lot of people. And what's
Two
the
normal
strength?
size and then two tiny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe the medium-sized people in my like.
Yeah, I mean you have a halfling, a Haragon,
and the Haragon and the halfling holding on to my back.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Giant ape. So go ahead. I was saying
Quetzalcoatlus.
So you don't have like a saddle or anything like that. So everyone's gonna have to roll a either strength or dex saving throw to hold on, whichever's higher.
I will do the
Could I grab onto somebody? I was thinking
With your teeth?
the UNT with my little leggies.
Oh, with your legs. Yeah, you can do one with both legs.
Okay.
Could we?
We'll say you carry nil.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll carry Nil since she's not here right now.
Okay.
Leave a message after the
Yeah, that makes
tone.
sense.
Okay. Got a 17 for Zatsu.
I got a 15.
15.
23.
Okay. 23. Yeah, you guys all hold on. Jackie, you're about to slip, but then you realize the fight's over. So, you
You're like,
are.
whoa, 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 and like you do fall off, but like I've already landed.
So you try to find an area where you can land, and you can only really land on the top of a very large tree. Since you have a flight speed, you're able to go as far as you want. Was polymorph for an hour?
Yeah, an hour.
Okay. So you can either land directly down or further out into the circle if you wish, because basically it's a giant circular trench that you can see for miles.
Oh, I was planning on just getting to the bottom of this thing. I mean, I'll fly around if it's a possibility, but
Yeah, you can't. Looking for an area where you're able to actually successfully land a safe enough area. A safe enough area to land.
Sorry.
And you eventually find we'll say a flat enough type tree at the very top where all the branches are kind of meeting at the same place, but it's not really a landing spot. It's not standing material. You are struggling.
Like a perching?
It's a perch at best. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to go through the thick brush of this tree without unpolymorphing, basically.
How high are we from the ground?
High from the ground? Hard to tell. Roll perception.
Sure. I got a 17.
You're about 80 feet up.
All right. I'll say first, Jackie, okay? Because we just landed and I noticed like you were trembling a little bit.
She's like gripping onto whatever branch she can. She's like, "Yup, totally fine. Thanks for checking."
Okay. What do you see down there? Knowing that she's only maybe 5-6 feet below me.
Yeah.
But you know.
I'm so high up, I can't see down there.
This is where the
really
territory
playing up your
gets.
height advantage right now.
Yeah.
If we get to the ground, I can lead us to the entrance.
Are we close to the entrance? Are we able to see
It's hard to
see
tell.
it from where we're at? Okay.
It's hard to tell. There's multiple entrances, and they change.
Yeah, we never sent that letter ahead of time, so we're just
I figured once we make it to the ground, we can send a letter.
okay.
That will be
then-
an opportune moment.
Okay.
All right, well,
Are there
down I
plenty of
go, and
branches that we can just
she-
hop
And begin
down
climbing
or climb
down?
Yeah.
Everyone, you can just I think you just climbing is climbing. So it's half movement speed, from my understanding, and you just eventually make your way down. However, on the way down, you begin seeing branches and leaves begin moving on their own, so to speak. You hear things in every direction. And even though it's high noon at this point, it is darker than it was before. Everything is being drowned out. You feel like something's constantly watching you or even touching you. Looking around, you see these little tiny spiders beginning to balloon. From left to right, you're just every time you see one, you feel like one is on you and you kind of take your time climbing.
Willow is slowly pecking at each one of them like, ooh, free snacks. I want to make a perception check, but...
And we'll say you're about halfway down right now.
I want to figure out what's going on with the forest right now, but I don't know if I want to do like nature-y and do a nature check or just do regular perception.
What are you looking for? Just like anything in particular, anything you're perceiving. So that would be a perception.
Yeah, okay.
I just want to say I'm doing my best to like mimic the steps that like Jackie's doing, so I like minimize like me going to like cobwebs and stuff.
Okay. You all are kind of going in a straight line down. Y'all are on a single tree at this point.
Okay.
I have a
And
21
there's
for
plenty
perception.
of horizontal branches where you guys can kind of go left, right, left kind of thing.
Okay.
It's a fairly safe climb. There are so many lively branches.
All right.
Yeah, what was it again?
I got a 21.
21. You look around and you see on the adjacent tree, you see several large branches. What look to be like leaves, but the moment you look closer, you see that they're actually fibers. And the branches move away as you expect them to be much larger legs.
Sumner, you've never read Heart of Darkness, have you?
No.
I swear to God, you're the king of like, I'm going to just completely redo, like describe this stuff from things I've never seen or heard.
Yeah, I am the king of that. I like hearing that. It's a little bit of validation, to be honest, but it also kind of sucks because I'm like, Hollywood, hire me! So, go ahead.
My own original creations are unknowingly famous works of literature.
I know.
I could have written that if it was 1871.
I would be the dumbest plagiarism lawsuit of all time where I'm like, I literally have never seen it. I'm so sorry. Like, who's John Legend? I have no idea. Anyway, so I had no idea who John Legend was until like a couple weeks ago. So go ahead.
I can tell this is like a large leg of some sort.
Yeah, you can tell that is a large leg about the size of your entire body, but realistically about your arm. So it just kind of like moved away.
My arm or a normal person's arm?
Like we'll say my arm. Just kind of, you thought it was a branch, and all of a sudden it just retracted.
Everyone, we might want to be a little extra careful. We may not be alone. And I don't mean our druid friends.
Well, I can't climb down this tree and hold my comfort cube. So let's get out of this tree first.
Put it in your teeth.
We'll be in a more defensive spot on the ground rather than in a tree.
Alright, Jackie
the priority is
continues.
to get on the ground.
Yeah, we all continue, I guess.
You finally get onto the ground. And beneath all the brush and dead leaves, you feel the leaves don't shift the way you normally would. Looking down and you kind of lift your foot, you see this kind of sticky texture. A web. It's not difficult terrain, not yet. But you know it's there, and a lot of it. The spiders begin to balloon more. Tons of tiny little spiders, not harming anyone. But you see them on your feet, on your ankles. One makes it to its knee and jumps off.
Why did it have to be spiders?
Zatsu looks up to the ground. This can't be good. Mind your
Is this
step.
not normal?
Do you know these spiders are dangerous or poisonous? I'm not familiar with these.
I
I
nay
assume I'm not. I should roll for it.
think of a thing in this forest that couldn't kill you. And he begins to kind of take slow but cautious steps. forward, just in a direction. Follow me.
I follow him.
If one looks at you, look away. We are in their nest. Do you want to send the message? With the
I
bird?
say we did we already have it pre-written?
No, we haven't done anything with it. We just talked about doing it.
Is there perhaps can we perhaps find an area where we might feel a little bit safer and then we can get this letter sent?
Safer. You do realize where you are. If it's not something, it'll be another.
Do you think Willow will be able to make it from here?
Me, I don't know.
Will it get lost? I mean, I want to make sure that the message gets delivered. And of course, Willow's safety, obviously.
As you're looking at Jackie when you say that, behind her, within the space of this darkness forest, you don't see stars, but the glimmering of white jewels, eyeballs, huge, and several branches move. As you almost feel the ground rumble, the dead leaves crumble beneath their quake.
Chrissy, wake up!
Jackie, don't turn
I don't
around.
like this.
Jackie, don't turn around.
All right, thank you, June. Noted,
Just-
and she starts walking forward,
Yep,
catching up with
follow me. Let's follow us catch up. Tread lightly.
You see Zatsu leading with his arms outward. Very slowly do you see his scales turn into bark. Almost like he's silently casting bark skin. Almost like it. That's exactly what he's doing. So, you guys make it through. With everyone cautiously and consistently walking through and causing no harm to the spiders around you. You safely move forward, where the webs begin to dissipate and the prey begin to traipse. You traipse through further and further into the forest, going left, going right. Zatsu being entirely quiet, not whispering a word. Watch your step, he says, triggering traps as he goes, almost like he set them himself.
Zatsu. May we take a moment so we can get this letter written?
He says nothing but stops and turns his head and nods.
Severus, shall you or shall I write this?
I can write it.
So Ferris is definitely among us is probably the best with words.
What do
She is
you-
good with words when she is not being a, as they say, party pooper.
What do you write?
I write. To the fangs of. Do we know what they called this woods?
No.
Because the golden scales is what it was called by the people they don't like.
You can refer to it as the golden scales, and that wouldn't be like a derogatory or anything.
Okay.
It's just what it is.
Okay.
Maybe
They might refer to it as the golden scales as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. To the fangs of the golden scales forest. I send this letter ahead of us as we are running out of time. The entire forest is in danger. Already its resources plundered for outsiders to reap the benefits with no care for its preservation. In the past, you have been hostile towards the Golden Scales, and to this I have no say in the fight, but there are 4 of us traveling through your woods to seek your aid against a common enemy. I hope that when you find us, we can at least have words without hostility. Signed, Sepharis.
Love Sepharis.
Big heart.
Little X, little O, big X, big O.
I did a little doodle of like myself kissing a prince or something. I don't know.
You do the little like 90s S thing. What's it called?
Oh yeah, the oh god, what's it called?
What's it called?
Oh, the S thing?
Yeah, the S thing.
Yeah.
It's
The
called something. It's like the Stixie or something like that.
Yeah, it's got a name to it. I want to know now.
It's something like that. It's something
The
like
S thing. Cool S Stussy.
Stussy.
That's a stupid name. All right,
I
so
wanted to put an X in there.
anyway,
Make it more edgy.
I saw a lot of variations, but Stussy was the first one I saw. Anyway, so you write this letter on, and Jackie, your bird, takes it, I assume.
Yes.
What are the and you can see through her eyes. And what's her? What do you tell her to do?
I tell her to. I have Zatsu point in the proper direction for her to go, and tell her to deliver this to whoever seems, because we don't know, but whoever seems to be the most important person, or who is the highest of authority.
Okay. Okay.
And I tell her to be careful and fly safely,
Okay.
because you're my little friend, and I don't want you to get hurt.
It's so you tie it to her foot, and she flies away, flutters away. She flies into the darkness, and a sinking part of your stomach sinks as if that may have been the last time you would ever see her. Not knowing where she's going. Not knowing where you're about to go. Worry. Now, as you're beginning walking into the forest, you see a floating blue lantern lighting the way. A single blue lantern, not affixed to any tree, not hanging from any branch, but floating. Has a flickering blue light within it. And Zatsu says, "We're getting close. Too close."
And what is that?
That is one of the guiding lanterns. It's filled with a will-o'-the-wisp. You know what those are.
We've encountered them before, and they've led to nothing but danger and death.
So where
The
you come
stories
from?
I've heard of will-o'-the-wisps have them wanting to lead people to their deaths to join them.
But this is just functioning as a lantern in this case, right?
Don't break the glass. And he clinks it. Clink. And it kind of wobbles in place and returns. Well, don't break the glass. And he continues to walk.
As we walk, you said Jackie's stomach gets she gets this dark sensation, or just this gut wrenching sensation. And as we continue, I want to say it gets worse and worse. And she looks to Sepharis and says, "Sepharis, could you perhaps help guide me along the way? I must look through Willow's eyes and make sure things are okay."
Of course. I will take Jackie's hand, as I am not strong enough to carry Jackie. But I will absolutely hold Jackie's hand to guide her through these woods.
And then I will use my special spell that Alan has given me to look through Willow's eyes.
As one of the blue lanterns disappears behind you as you walk forward, on Sepharis' back, your eyes glow. And you see yourself flying, beginning to wisp by, absolutely whizzing by branches, trees. You see other snake eyes and snake eyes. You see spiders. You see everything. Almost looking at this bird, a symbol of life, just completely evade everything but. It's... And then she stops. Quickly lands on a small branch. Oversees a small clearing. Still dark, but a clearing. Where a series of roots overcomes this dark doorway. At the very base, burnt to a crisp. And you see her flicking her head left and right, looking for other ways. And she flies up. She lands on one of the roots and begins looking inside. And at this point, your vision is shook by Zatsu saying, "Stop!" And ahead, you see another trench, similar to the one you had before, but before a river, instead of a 100-foot drop, you see many large, these gigantic roots, almost like they're man-made, just completely filling this trench. And on one of them, you see a coiled, giant viper. Its tail drapes downwards into the black abyss below it, and it looks at you.
Like this is an actual snake, not a
This is a
Yuan-ti.
gigantic snake. No head, no feet, no hands.
And it clearly knows we're here.
Well, as far as I could tell before I was rudely interrupted, Willow seems to have found their base, but is still currently trying to figure out their way in.
And you see two more blue lanterns behind this snake. As it's pieced together that this blue lantern trail may be your route. The snake stares at you. No words, not a hiss.
I don't look at his eyes as Zatsu advised. I look nothing in the face.
Well, that was just for the spiders, wasn't it?
I thought he meant anything here, but
You see Zatsu is making eye contact with this
okay.
snake.
I will follow Zatsu's lead. I will keep my eye on the snake then.
Jackie walks up next to Zatsu and asks, "How do you suggest we proceed?"
I do not know its intent, or who they are. The snake very slowly, very coolly coils around the giant root and onto the grass and brush that you're standing on, and slithers up to you and begins to circle around you, threateningly. Eyes meet to Sepharis, and his tongue just... Its beautiful yellow and green scales begin to meld together as it moves quicker around you.
I'm gonna press the 5-sided object on my cube of force. Creating a 15-foot cube barrier around the 4 of us.
Okay.
5 of us.
The force field emanates from the cube, whoosh, pushing brush away, keeping Zatsu within, but it pushes the snake away. And you see it begin to coil really quickly outside of the cube and looks directly in. Its mouth opens and begins to almost engulf the entire side of the cube and bites down. And it
Good
takes
job,
down.
Sepharis. You have angered it.
And it begins to just coil around. And it begins resting its head on its own tail, looking at you right in the eyes, right outside.
Jackie,
Great.
how is Willow doing right now?
Give me just a moment and I will check once again.
What does your cube stop? Does it stop magic? I know there's a side that prevents magic.
The five-sided, pressing the number 5 button. Nothing can pass through the barrier. Walls, floors, and ceilings can pass through at my discretion.
At your discretion. Okay, cool.
But nothing. Spells, living matter, gases, nothing.
At your discretion?
At my discretion.
Okay. I thought it was no magic at all.
Spells cannot pass through the barrier.
Period. I know you intentionally can't
I
set
cannot
it up
cast
and
anything
shoot
outside of this cube.
Shoot it out. Yeah. Yeah, Jackie tries to and sees black. Hears nothing, feels nothing. Eyes glow, but you see nothing.
Now, just for my clarification, are we saying this is because of the cube?
Yes, nothing can reach in it or out of it.
Your cube, Zephyrus, it is keeping me from sensing anything from Willow.
I can weaken the barrier, but it will leave us more vulnerable. Not vulnerable in general, but...
Okay.
I would like to maybe perhaps... I want to try using animal handling and see if I can talk to it to calm it down.
Okay. What do you say?
She shouts up to it. We only wish to proceed through here. We are not here to be fooled or to harm you. We're here to help the land that you live in. We know a lot of your territory has been under attack. And there's possibly been less food for you to have. But we wish to pass through and able to get help to save this land.
It does not respond for a little bit. Then its head comes up. And its body begins to uncoil. And its body begins to shrink and shrink. The head remains the same. And it shrinks. And all of a sudden the tail splits. And it stands up, and you see in front of you is a humanoid snake creature, wearing leather garb and beads and gold all around her. This stunningly golden, these golden scales were the gold accessories that she seems to be completely adorning from finger to toe. And she looks directly at Zatsu. You bring people to save us. How noble. With her viper head and teeth. You know where to go. And she looks to Jackie. And the tongue just... And she turns away. And she just hops down the abyss where all the roots are and just kind of...
Right before she turns away, I want to bow to her respectfully.
She noticed, but does not respond.
Okay.
Zephyrus, do you mind taking down the barrier?
I push the 6-sided button and the barrier deactivates.
I want to say that my character is extremely impressed with Jackie's work on that one. Respect plus on that.
And Jackie
I don't
looks
say
back,
anything. That's all mental.
Mm-hmm.
and Jackie looks back at everyone. Is like, "All right, are you coming?"
Yes.
But as everybody comes and catches up, she's gonna actually try and look at Willow again. Now that the barrier's down.
I'll take her hand so she doesn't trip or get lost.
The
While
minute
she does
the force,
that, while
yeah,
she
go
does
ahead.
that, I walk over to the roots, just kind of like inspecting it. Like, do I think I can like hop on it and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just looking at it.
You inspect and you see they're massive walkways. It would be hard not to. To the point where you kind of think, where did she go? Some of these roots are so dense, not even a halfling could fit through. Jackie, the moment the force field goes whoosh, back into the cube, your eyes go whoosh, and you see that your bird is in a completely different area, completely different room, looking down on this gigantic, like arena style, this, I want to say it's like an oval room. You look up and you see that there is a ceiling comprised of hanging roots and stalagmites. And I forgot, stalagmites are the one that hangs stalactites. Anyway, we always have this conversation, Dylan.
Cake spikes.
Yep.
And this gigantic stalk in the middle that just goes straight up. And on each corner of the long room, you see these 4 intricately carved fangs out of wood. And many of these snake creatures that you just saw inside of it.
Can I tell which one, like, might be of authority?
Hard. It's not hard to tell, as there's one in particular with a very large tail that seems to be impeding his movement. A very old cobra. He has a wooden staff and is kind of side-sitting on a wooden stool. Not a throne, but like a stump. And he's talking with a lot of his comrades. And I assume your bird flies down.
She flies down as soon as he is done talking, as to not interrupt anything that might be going on.
She flies down, and without him looking, he extends a hand for your bird to perfectly land on. And he pulls it in. And your bird, you're looking face to face with a black cobra with golden marks all over. And within the inside of his neck is just pure gold. His mouth opens. And he breathes in. And he closes his mouth. And he takes the little note from her foot. And he lets her go. And that is all that you see. As the setting seems to be a bit predatory. Your bird gets the feeling that she might be food.
Yeah, I like mentally tell her, like, all right, it's been delivered. Please come home. Get back to me.
For a half
And then
second,
I tell,
you see her land on a route, the one that she came in, and she tries to escape. But the hole that she came in is no longer there. You see her frantically look for an exit, and all of a sudden you zoom back to your own place, your own eyes.
everyone sees worry on her face, and she says, like, still with just a worried face, and all she says is, the letter has been delivered.
That's excellent news. Why are you looking like that?
Because Willow cannot find an escape.
Then we must hurry.
Jackie, the moment she says we must hurry, behind her, you see the same rooted archway that your bird saw. Darkness within it, singed at the bottom, and a wall of densely placed roots. Zatsu says, "We're here." He seems frozen in place, unsure if it's because of fright, reluctancy, He says nothing, just stares at the archway.
I just approached the archway. I don't see like guards or anything, right? It's just
No
an
guards.
archway.
No. Just an archway that just kind of swoops up and swoops downward. Everywhere but between, you even smell this cinder. You approach
Okay,
the archway, and looking down, you see it's about 30 feet narrow. And it gets more and more narrow as it goes down, leading to about a 5-foot opening at the end. At the end, you see these two similar, almost resembling the spiders you saw earlier, but just 2, not 8. These obsidian black marbles, glistening.
It's just a bunch of stairs that lead down.
There's a dim blue light all around. You can't see what's beyond it. Besides the similar brush or mystery of darkness. Ferris?
With Zatsu hesitating and kind of no longer taking the lead, and this seeming to be our destination, Ferris is going to, with all the fake confidence and courage she can muster, putting on a confident face, walk right on in there. Holding her comfort cube, but it's in her robe. She's not showing that she's holding it. But she's going to, not cautiously, not like timidly, just walk in.
Okay. You walk in, and all of a sudden, the moment you step foot under the singed blackness of this dirt, you see the obsidian marbles glow, and out of the endless out of them, and you see this magic light just careen towards you.
I'm gonna activate my comfort cube.
It's gonna be before that, so, as a reaction.
I was holding it.
You were holding it as a reaction.
Anything, literally, snake laser eyes, because
Yeah.
King's Quest.
My apologies. Okay, so
4.
it goes up. You press 4, so no magic can enter.
I pressed 5.
5.
I've got my finger on 5. I've had my finger on 5 for a long time.
The cube can only occupy the space it's in, correct? So this is a 10-foot wide. It's a 15-foot. It's a 10-foot wide hallway. I think it only if you're in a 5-foot room, I think it becomes a 5-foot cube, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I think that's just a balancing thing because it doesn't destroy what it's in.
No, it won't destroy it.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm trying to see if it explicitly says, but that's what I would imagine. And you're the DM, so until I can read and hear anything other that clarifies.
Right. So the minute it's about to, you see these, I'll just say it, these magic missiles careen towards you. They crash into the invisible wall of the field, and it begins just careening. It does not stop. It goes. It will not stop. You even see them begin to glow red from the heat.
I will continue to walk into this burrow.
Okay, hold on. I was like right behind. I was like right at the archway. So am I pushed out or am I inside?
No, you're in the cube. You're in the cube.
Okay, I'm in the cube. Got it. Okay. Well, if Sylvester is gonna keep going and I'm in the cube, I will match pace.
Same.
It goes.
Juming, just act confident. Act like we're supposed to be here. Jackie, we're gonna save Willow.
No. Walk it like we own it.
Yep. Walk like you own it.
And it's just you two, correct?
I figured we're all in the cube.
So you back out and you realize that you can do this, and Zatsu joins you as well, but his hands are out, not knowing what he's in right now, and does not know if he trusts it. Okay.
So we continue into this burrow.
Right. But it's a 15-foot in front of you, right? It's a 15-foot cube?
Yes, 15 feet on a side.
On a side, so 5 feet in front of you. So you would have to, it approaches it on this statue. You see that it's a wooden snake statue with its eyes are these obsidian black marbles. They're more like, I don't know what that symbol, what the shape is, but it's like a football.
Oh, yeah. Egg shape, kind of.
Yeah, like an egg shape. We'll say eggs. These
there's a term
obsidian
for it, but
eggs.
I don't
I forgot
know
what
what
it's
it
called
is.
too. Yeah, it's okay. But they're glowing red from the amount of heat, about how much magic this is generating, and it's a scorched wooden snake statue. Like, think Salazar Slytherin style, like that kind of basilisk looking thing. But you cannot get by it because it cannot enter the cube of force. You have about 5 feet in front of you for you to get behind it. You have walls of the tunnel right in front of you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the statue on some sort of pedestal?
It is about 4 feet tall and is coming straight out of the ground.
Okay. What does it look like the statue's made of?
Wood.
Wood.
Can non-magical items pass through this cube?
I don't believe so.
Nothing can pass through this cube.
Except for walls, floors, and...
Yes, walls and floors, but that's it, yes.
Well, Severus, your idea was not bad, but we seem to be sitting ducks here.
Is it shooting in, like, all directions, or just kind of shooting just straight and forward?
Fantastic question. Roll perception.
Sure.
Hmm.
21.
21. You can see that the lasers are focused on you, Sephiris, and Jackie.
Okay.
Like, wherever your location is within the cube, you can see that more magic missiles begin firing out wherever you are in the cube.
Zatsu, I've noticed the statue is targeting us in particular. I kind of want to test the theory. So I'd say, Jackie, come like this way. So like I kind of go on like more the right side of the cube, and
Okay.
I kind of like use my body language and just kind of say, Zatsu, go on the left side, just to kind of like test out the theory.
Okay. You all go on the left side, and he goes on the right. Huh. Fascinating. I suppose they only want their kind in here. Makes sense.
Is there something you can do to work on our problem here?
This is new. I don't know if they put this here because of me, or... Why wouldn't it be? He seems perplexed himself.
Perhaps they already know that they might need the help of other UNT.
Perhaps. One could hope. Or maybe they want us here, so no one else can help us.
Or maybe we're thinking too far into it. It just has some sort of way it's designed that it's flawed in that way.
Either way, if we
Yep, either way, this is disturbing.
get out of this area so it stops attacking us, and Zatsu, you want to actually take the lead again, since it seems to not want to hurt you.
Yeah, but Zatsu can't exit this, so we all have to back all the way back.
Yes, we'll all have to back out.
Yeah.
I will deactivate
Fine.
my barrier.
Fine. He backs out with you. He and Nil go forward. And their hands are up defensively, as if it's about to fire at them, but it doesn't. And they eventually get behind it.
Sounds like a great time to take a break.
It does sound like a good time to take a break. We will be right back, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around. We'll see how this goes in the heart of the Fang territory. Thank you, everyone. That was awesome. I was on the edge of my seat. I don't know about you guys, but we'll be right back.
Foolish.
It's not a story a Jedi would tell you.
She was a Sith Lord who electrocuted a robot so bad that all his friends decided to fucking murder her.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Real good. Secret ingredient to the stew. Hey, Grunk, how's the wife? Is it what is it, Karen? Is that her name? I don't remember. Still dead. Still dead. Somebody clip that. God damn it.
Wowie, Jackie. Do we need the rules again, or are we good on them?
We got it, Bob.
That in itself is truly just a gift.
I want to rob her till.
Yeah, she looks to Canyon, instantly trusting you. Would you mind watching this for me? And
Yeah, sure.
She walks
Mike,
around.
go away.
Okay, perfect.
I take all of her money.
You take all of her money out of the till. The till
Yeah.
is locked.
I take the till.
You take the till. Okay,
Yeah.
it requires 2 hands, and you can't put it in your equipment, and it weighs about
I put
60
it on
pounds.
Skippy. I put it on Skippy.
You put it on.
He's a big boy.
Okay, it is a Drake. So you put the till on Drake. I don't know. We're in fucking public. Roll sleight of hand.
Again?
I know there's a lighthouse there somewhere, but honestly, this could turn into a jailbreak. So let's do it. This is real life, baby. Y'all still a Coca-Cola.
Mist, what about you? What was your favorite part?
This is gonna sound really terrible if it's completely out of context, but my favorite part is when we killed the kid from Makeaway. Which again, out of context, that's awful. But
I hold up the mask. I found this.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
The commander's mask.
You do have the blind trait if you wear that.
I will not wear that. I'm not committing to the bit that much.
I found these candles.
I have worn the mask before. It's how we train ourselves to acquire sight without sight.
I'll say you have 2
as
AC.
a commander.
I'll say you have 2 AC if you have the full set, but you are blind.
No.
3 AC?
fuck
What's your
did you
price?
write?
What's your price? Everyone's got an AC price.
I
2?
think Azure needs the AC
4?
bonus.
4.
Azure needs the AC bonus more than I do.
3
Throw the
AC?
tank. Throw the tank.
4.
I'll throw 10 gold in. What do you? No, I'm kidding.
10
I'm
gold
kidding.
for
I'm
a
not gonna
character
pressure you to
you'll
be
never
blind.
play again.
I'm sorry. I want you to come back on Faithful. I don't
This is
want
supposed
to
to be
ruin
Dungeons and Dragons, not Dungeons and Doms.
First off, we
I'm
didn't specify
sorry.
what kind of dungeon.
What are you asking about specifically?
Where are the drugs? Are we looking for drugs? What are we looking for? What's being stolen? I don't remember.
And I saw a smear of black wisp by me. And then the chronometer was gone. Just like that.
Really? That was it?
Just like that.
So fast. The fire door and a black mist.
There is one more thing.
Whoa, tell me.
When I looked back at the door, it had never blown open.
What?
The iron golems that surround you took merely one step, and then they were reset.
Oh. That is strange.
I thought so too.
Hmm.
But I was not harmed.
Oh, good. That's very good.
Hmm.
So you definitely picked a good spot.
I picked a great spot.
We would have to kindly ask you to leave the island.
I understand.
Leave the island.
Do you have a nautical department of some kind, like a harbor or a boat
You also have
maker?
HR, please.
Oh, no, man. You just have to walk into the ocean and get the fuck out of here.
Ah, I see. So it's like that. Okay.
Oh, no, it doesn't have to be like that. You just climb the rock and then...
Is the giant white dragon symbolic of milk?
Or semen.
Oh,
made of
no!
cheese.
We were so close! No! No!
And you see this white dragon carry your father, your collective father, up and over to this dense forest.
Hey, that cum dragon's taking that guy that looks kind of like my dad away. you son of a bitch! If anyone's gonna walk away from me, it's gonna be my dad on his own terms.
The dad is the whole time just thinking like, oh, thank Christ for this dragon. God, I wish I could have Ash run and hit him with a fucking seal chair in the back right now. Greetings from Onita.
Right, Onita's face is just
I honestly wasn't trying to do combat at all, but she got super defensive. Like, that's my body. I would have been like, that's cool. I love your chandelier, but I didn't want to like. I didn't. I wasn't trying to.
Well,
call
it was that combined with Alistair's like, well, before we do this, do you have anything to say? You know what I am. I know what you are. Before we do this.
Hey, what's that body up there?
I don't remember who asked, but yeah, that's the lizard's name. We can call him Peppermint Andy if you want, but his legal name is Funky Wizard the Monkey Lizard.
Why does he have a like?
Doing. I am an
Smooth
adult. I'm your
jizz that
guardian.
starts playing in the background. I feel so unsure as I take your hand and lead you to the dance floor. With your heart and mine, ignorance is kind, calls to mine a silver screen. Your pain is all you'll find if you don't tell us where you got these crates.
So Cal just turns around and just starts like singing this song as he's walking over, and then just like,
tell me what you know. He's never gonna dance again. Those guilty feet have got no rhythm.
I hate this game so much.
He puts a roof over our heads.
Forgive me for saying, but it feels like he's a bit of a pimp, yes?
I wouldn't say that. I would say father under extraordinary circumstances.
Sort of a daddy wolf.
What is pimp?
It's more of a sex thing, and it's not. We're not that.
Well,
We're far too young for that.
Wait, how old are you? And you're working in a bar?
I'm 28.
Not young at all.
How old do gnomes live? I feel like they live. I think they're old living people. Yeah. They live until like 340, 350, 500. 28's young.
So you are a literal child in gnome years.
Yes, the legal age is complicated.
You're sorry for what?
The fourth of the 5 strings pop.
I'm sorry for what I did to you.
You didn't do anything to me. What do you think you did?
The last string pops. She seems to take another breath. Not an actual breath of air, but her body swells as if she has taken another breath. I was the one who killed your family. And with that, the magic fades from her eyes, and she seems to exhale for the last time.
All the threatening, it just wastes everybody's time. I get it. You're angry. You're aggressive. You can cut the sexual tension with 4 knives. It's so thick. I get it. Y'all love to just grumble and grope at little old me. And you know what? That's fine. I understand. But do it. And if you ain't gonna do it, then stop threatening it.
What is Texas Hold'em? Is Texas some kind of game?
It's the biggest game in the world. These guys, they take it shit. They wear hats. You ever seen hats before?
Well, I'm wearing a hat right now. It's my hat.
Oh, you play Texas Hold'em? I knew it. You playing? Look, you bluffing me. Oh, you good at the game. I can tell. You smart like me. All right, that's cool.
Oh my god.
Oh.
What was your name, Newt? Your character's name?
Craig. Greatest gambler alive. Or dead. I'll take them too.
And we're back, but guess what? He's got shiny cheeks now. Incredible.
Is this what you wanted, everyone?
Yes.
Are these the godly cheekbones that you requested? Because they're here. And they're not apologetic.
Playotic delivers.
Never apologize.
They will cut glass.
They will cut glass like diamond.
Like my nipples.
Yeah, Mick.
When I look at
like Mick's nipples.
Those cheeks.
My cheekbones will cut Mick's nipples.
I actually only have one functioning nipple because I used to have it pierced and it got ripped out.
My name is Dylan, and I've been staring into your eyes this whole time. And I will be playing Sepharis, the sorceress mother of the group here. And our newest hasn't officially joined the party yet, but I imagine in the next 5 minutes we'll be joining the party member, is to my left.
God damn it. He broke my fucking bit. I saw him just being like, son of a bitch, sorry.
He casts Greater Image behind him and makes a major image, and he casts a very comically large lamp. And it's emanating this very, very bright light and heat because it's major image, and it's very much a lamp. And that's his
Why
full
are you
turn.
this way?
Okay.
No, he's going to use his movement to get up and hide in the bushes. That's what
Oh,
he's
you just.
I finally, whatcha, and put it away.
Like, I imagine that it's really cool, but watching you just throw your hand around.
No, the point is,
I can't.
You have to imagine. No, that's the point. It is so cool, but the length that Eddie does it makes it not cool anymore.
It's like that
so
joke that
long,
goes
like,
on way too long.
Is your finger hot? Like, what the fuck? There's gonna be friction after a while.
It's just a callus, like a ring
Yeah,
callus.
literally. like right on the tip, just in the middle there.
When we first met him, we thought his finger was infected or something. No, just turns out he spins his gun.
Popeye's forearms? That's my finger.
No.
Do you smell? Yeah. Do you produce odor?
This is not very polite conversation.
I'm also glad
Gup,
that
you can't just ask people that, okay?
Oh my god, Gup, you can't ask people if they smell. Besides, everybody likes a whiff of their own brand now.
And we're back. Thank you so much for waiting. Normally at this point I would do a recap, but does someone else want to recap?
Yes, I'm just gonna get my bird killed.
Cool. That's the whole game, everyone. Is getting Willow killed. I'm going bird hunting.
No.
All right. All right. Where's Willow?
Damn it.
You go through the eyes of Willow and you see Sumner at the end of the line. Anyway, so
I see two twin barrels.
You see a twin barrel and a comically large hat. And I'm going Willow hunting. Hey Mick, hey Mick, hey beautiful people. Well, yeah. So our heroes are trying to employ the help of the druids called the Fang, which are pureblood Yuan-Ti druids, which turn into the snakes in which they resemble. And these types, this area that they're in is a huge enclosed space, hundreds of feet below the surface, but filled to the brim with these massive trees and vines, and only the deadliest of creatures can survive here. Red Panda Cola, thank you so much for that sub. Oh my god, I almost called it a subscription. That's not a thing. So, but thank you, Red Panda.
Almost. It's a subscription. You just missed the Ness.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so So they've been following a trail of blue lanterns that have led them to, and of course Jackie's bird Willow, kind of lit the way in her own way, and then delivered a note to the head of these UNT purebloods. But we also know that these people are extraordinarily dangerous and not exactly agreeable. But we're going to go in the heart of it anyway. And yes, sorry, the cam shuffle is not working right now. I haven't had time to tweak it. It seems to only work on the layout where all of us are here for some reason. But anyway, so we're about to head into the center of it. They approached a tunnel of vines, about 10 feet wide, and it narrowed down to this wooden statue of a snake with obsidian marble eyes. They used the cube of force in Sephara's possession to walk down safely, but Ju Ming was extremely perceptive and realized that the lasers and magic missiles were only focused on the three of them, but not the UNTs Nil and Zatsu. So they backed out of the tunnel, and that's when we went on our break. So now we're back at the edge of the tunnel where Nil and Zatsu walk in very cautiously, hands up, and they finally reach the end of the statue. They're able to reach it. Nil looks speechless, and Zatsu is at the end, inspecting the statue carefully, looking at it, using his hands to look around it, look for something. And he shouts down back to Ju, Sepharis, and Jackie, "There's no switch or anything."
Can you just
Nil, can you break it?
Maybe. And he puts his hands in front of him. And you see the statue begin to shift and turn a little bit.
Can you turn it that just faces the wall, like the side of the wall, that way it doesn't face us?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Or you could put something over the eyes so they're not looking at us.
Cover the eyes. Perhaps.
Yeah, blindfold it.
Or maybe perhaps take the eyes out.
Take the eyes. Perhaps. He takes his pack off and he goes in and quickly gets out a dagger and tries to pry at it. And with Nil's help, and you hear the tip of his dagger break. And throws it down, picks up another one. Pink! And you hear it drop to the ground. And he goes to the other one. And you finally... And another one pops into the ground, and he picks them both up. I got them! I'm not sure they're going to appreciate this, though.
I mean, maybe we should have tried covering them up first before, defacing their artwork security system.
He throws them down the hallway at you. And they glide down into the soot. Maybe you can return that to him. Or take it for yourself. I'm sure it's worth a pretty gold.
Jackie grabs both of them and puts them away in her bag.
Sepharis will, slower than last time, but still putting on that confident bravado, step into the hallway.
You step into the hallway and nothing happens.
I continue to walk down the hallway.
You walk down and you crush all of the soot and bones that you see now. All the fur and leaves that are completely scorched, crushed beneath you, and you carry them with you. And you reach the end where Zatsu and Nil are. And at the other end, now that you're on the other end, you see a hallway that goes down from the right side of the statue. And it seems to open with way more blue and like greenish teal pinks lights that are heading down. Seem to be glowing from mushrooms based on the hallway.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to drink beer when I'm DMing again. I get so burpy. Okay.
I go down the hallway as well, and I think the bioluminescence of these mushrooms are really awesome. And without any but very little caution. I step in.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, you step through. And we'll say everyone's through. Does anyone reject or have any other ideas or anything they want to do? Okay.
Nope,
So-
follow behind.
Everyone as a group now, with Sephiroth's cube of force being held tightly at chest, walks through. And to your left, you see this magnificently large room filled, the walls made entirely of roots and trees bent to their will. At the very top, you see the top of stalagmites. Jackie, you see this as a very familiar sight as to where your bird was, and to immediately remember Willow. And you look to where she sees, and your eyes glow, and all of a sudden, when your eyes glow, you see yourself, and the bird lands on your shoulder.
Oh, my precious baby, you're alive.
And she rubs up on you as you see that she is terrified.
He's okay. He's okay. I'm here now. I promise I won't ever send you anything into like rewind. I promise I won't ever send you into anything like that again. And I like put her on my head and let her nestle into her usual spot.
And she nestles in comfortably, but on the adverse to your right, Zatsu looks forward, and you hear him mutter to himself, "Shit." And in front of you, you see 100 Yuan-Ti in front of you, snake eyes looking directly at you, all adorning various gold pieces and leathers. Them moving, and in the center, a black cobra, solid gold within its neck.
I wouldn't know, but I would ask Jackie's like, I kind of like, sort of like, not point, but like wave in that direction. Like, is that the leader? Is that
The Disney point where you whole-handedly like.
Yeah, you're like, hey, is that
Jackie
the
nods.
Is that the person who
and-
got the letter?
Yeah, Jackie nods and walks forward to stand in front of.
Dares approach us.
Kind
I'll
of
step
like.
forward.
I kind of like nudge the Ferris, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you wrote the letter.
I step forward.
It's all your name on
And
there.
again, I'm I got my cloak, my plain brown cloak on. Can I roll a deception check to like hide my nervousness and my comfort cube that I'm holding under my robe, but I don't want anyone to know how nervous and.
I will say that's a general charisma check.
Did we not have the plan
Or
that
persuasion.
that it was supposed to be the non-human-like people to go up and talk to them?
We did, but
23.
23.
Yes, but I've.
Sephiroth is trying to.
Metagamey. I'm tired of letting the snake NPC do everything.
Good point.
So I step forward, all confidence.
Jackie looks at you like Sephiroth. Like she doesn't say anything, but she like looks at you like, "What are you doing? We had a plan."
I assume you're the one who received our letter that we were coming for help.
I have.
And your name is?
He falls silent. What is your name? What
My
do
name
they
is
call
Sephiroth.
you?
I was the one who signed the letter addressed to the Fang.
You see the letter drop to the ground and burn. Step forth.
I step forward again. I kind of like look around like, all right, I'll step. Okay.
He's wearing
it.
his
You got
long
this.
black cloak, and he kind of what looks to be like a slither to you. He's about 3 inches from your face now. You see and feel the slightest breath come from his little snoot.
I'm gonna roll deception again just to not break in fear. 22.
So you come to us, seeking help. You've come to your death. Do you know this willingly?
Our aim is to remove the invaders from this land, to save the forest, as it were. You absolutely could kill us easily. You outnumber us 20 to 1. We are in your lair. A cobra's den is the most dangerous place, even for a mongoose, as a story I read as a child goes. But if you killed us, you would only be sentencing yourself to a prolonged death. You can't hide down here forever from the invaders. They will plunder everything from this land.
You speak of the humans as if they stand a threat to us. This is not our first run-in. We need not your help. You even bring a traitor. As what? A peace offering?
Do you know what a keystone species is?
He does. He says nothing and stares at you.
There are some species in nature where their removal is devastating to the ecosystem. Take a humble starfish. Starfish do not much other than eat some mollusks. They're very slow. But if you remove all the starfish from a coastline, suddenly barnacles encrust everything, choking out all life from elsewhere. You've never needed help with humans in the past because you've had the other Yuan-Ti, the thieves, however you refer to them, fighting those battles, being the brunt so you could sequester yourself away in this lovely burrow. But now that buffer is gone. There's nothing that stands between the humans, the main humans, hosts, their war machine, and you, except the time it takes them to find this burrow.
Roll perception with advantage. That was fucking awesome.
Uh, 25.
You have earned my ear. He slithers back about 10 feet. You still have not answered
my grip on my comfort
question.
cube a little bit. It was very tense under the robe, but not betraying that to him, how scared I was.
Have you brought Zatsu as a peace offering? If so, I may be inclined to accept. And he looks directly at him.
Your personal squabble, I feel, can wait until the greater threat is taken care of. Zatsu here has been gathering, organizing, and leading the remains of the Golden Scales, the other Yuan-Ti that you do not recognize as pure blood. And they are allies in this conflict at the very least.
Our strife runs thicker than blood. Naysayer, you dare suggest we need your help. However, we may be able to strike a deal. He slithers back another 5-10 feet. These humans have rightfully stolen from the thieves whom you defend, and have stumbled upon something beyond their comprehension. A statue of Daksha. And he says Daksha. You hear everyone gasp. Even Zatsu, you hear him hold his breath. They have become dangerously close to something we require. Of course, we don't need your help. But if you claim alliance, then a deed shall be done.
So if you don't need our help, why entertain me at all? Why have you not made a move against these humans that are no threat but are in possession of something you seem to desperately want? I think you're not in as advantageous a position as you are projecting.
You bring a snake, Zatsu, hidden in flesh's clothing. He slithers back
turn
up to you.
Zatsu and Nil and kind of give like a like away from them so they don't see, but I'm just like so actually I'm like
like anyway, so just you bring a snake in flesh's clothing. So,
who, me?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know who you're referring to.
I don't know. Anyway, so you bring a snake in flesh's clothing, and because you say he's not in as advantageous a position as he thinks he is.
Yeah, I said basically he's saying he doesn't need our help,
right?
But also that the humans are no threat, but also they haven't gone to get this thing that's critically important already.
Right. Okay. And he slithers about really close to you again, about 5 feet away. Perceptive. You're different. Daksha will like you.
All negotiations are based on a give and take. You wouldn't entertain us if there was nothing to gain.
Behind you, Sephiroth, is Juming, Jackie, and Zatsu and Nil. And Zatsu leans down to Juming and Jackie. Daksha is the tree that they worship and use to see everything. And he points, and he sees the giant. He points to the giant stalk that's in the center of the entire room, easily 30 feet wide. And it goes straight up, roots that make up the floor. They worship it. It has its own soul. It can see everything. If the Hargoth got a hold of it, it would be the end of everything.
As he is explaining this to Jackie, she kind of thinks back to when she was reborn, in a sense, in this big willow tree that, is now part of her. And she kind of like feels for them more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more curious about how one sees with the tree. How do you access its eyes, so to speak?
This is also kind of making me think of the Avatar movie.
It's very similar to that.
Sumner is the king of writing D&D, writing in general, other things that he has never seen.
Sorry, I pointed that out. It just really made me think of it. The only difference is they don't attach their hair to it.
They don't attach their hair to. Take that, James Cameron.
It's my own original plot. There's no hair touching.
Yeah, exactly. There's no hair sex in my campaign. So Juming, when you say like I'm interested in how they connect to it, he gives you a look like you'll either see or you're gonna find out, but kind of in a you don't want to in a weird way. Back to Sephiroth and this, and back to E2.
He has not given his name yet, right?
Back to unnamed Snake Man.
Yes.
I confess, a concern has brewed. Not severe, but the first in a long time. If you wish to work together, then retrieve our relic. It is comprised entirely of ruby, and deep within a mine. It wasn't a mine before, but the roots tell us the Hargoth grow near.
So if we bring you this ruby root that the Hargoth are approaching in their minds, you will be willing to work with us, work with the other Yuan-Ti in their conflict against the humans, the invaders.
How many do you wish to house? Satsu speaks from the back. About 35. Silence, traitor. We will house those who used to inhabit the golden scales, but not him. We will provide arms, defenses, and eyes into which you seek.
If we are to be allies in this conflict, I must warn you. There are several loyal, proud Yuan-Ti amongst them who have been captured, tortured beyond reason, and have lost an eye. The humans are using a forbidden magic to see through the sister eye. Be careful what you show them, but I'm sure as one as sequestered and secretive as you, understand that often misinformation is more powerful than secrets themselves. I give him a wink.
A forbidden magic, you say? Interesting. Using Yuan-Ti magic against Yuan-Ti. Now that is interesting. And he slid his back to his stump and sits.
Before we embark with the traitor in tow to retrieve this ruby root, when we first began conversing, I asked your name and you remained silent. You were contemplating just killing us and being done with it. But now that we are on at least more amicable terms, I ask you again. What is your name?
I am E2. Defender. Guardian of Daksha. That's spelled E-T-U.
Ah, I was gonna go I-T-T-A, like Ita.
Ita, not E2. It's a very old Yuan-Ti name.
Well, E2, until next we meet. And I give a deep curtsy. And I will I want to say confidently, but it is more a show than actual confidence. I will completely turn my back and, you could throw a dagger at me and I trust that you won't do that. Showing him the equivalent of a cat showing their belly.
Yeah.
I'm showing that I trust him. I'm putting trust in him. And I walk back to my companions.
When you turn your back, you feel someone lunge at you. You look back and no one's there. It's just a feeling in your stomach. You
I actually
messenger.
don't look back.
Okay. Okay, you don't look back.
It's
Perfect.
a matter of trust.
Gotcha. You messenger. Referring to Jackie. Bring
Jackie
me
walks forward.
him.
Say again.
Bring me Zatsu.
This was not, I turned back around. This was not part of our negotiations.
It was not a request. And he slithers 15 feet forward very fast, mouth slightly open, eyes wide and fixed on him. You dare unleash the Yuan-Ti magic. The Sister Eye. His eyes, Zatsu, his eyes are wide, and you see him begin to sweat.
Jackie speaks up. Excuse me.
The Sister Eye. The magic forbidden that they use to revolt against your own people, Zatsu. I wonder where that came from. Why don't you tell them? It was not on purpose. I did not know they had come into contact with my... Go on. I didn't know. You shouldn't have known to begin with. And you left with everything. You see him swallow deeply. I was trying to help. Just trying to... Come here, Zatsu. Zatsu stands still and he takes a step back. And stands behind Jackie. And Yuming. If you bring... your Yuan-Ti here... we can break the connection. But not until you bring me our ruby.
Do you have a better clue exactly where the ruby is? Perhaps a map?
He turns around without saying anything, but another smaller snake that resembles a cobra walks up to you, tail dragging behind, wearing black robes lined with gold. And he hands you a scroll. This is the location of which he requires.
Without opening it, I accept it. Thank you. It shall be done.
He nods in appreciation.
Jackie's gonna walk up to the snake before he can slither away and reach into her bag and grab the 2 eyes that we had to pop off and be like, hands them to him and says, I am very sorry, but in order for us to come and speak, we had to remove these. But I wish to give them back. We did not mean any disrespect.
He slowly slithers up to you, towering over your hair-and-gone frame, looks down at you. He opens his mouth and lowers and closes as he slithers down to your height. And with your hand extended, he takes your hand and closes them. Keep them, in case they help you on your journey. However, it may come at a cost. And he taps your left eye. And he slithers back.
A little disturbed, but she's thankful for the gift and like does a curtsy bow and backs away.
Jackie, you put those down right now. So Ferris is like absolutely like, you're putting those back in the statue when we leave it here. Thank you so much for the gift. You're absolutely putting those back. You're not keeping those. You're not keeping those eyes.
So, Juming, you now have a map of the golden scales. The same cobra beckons you.
Young cobra or E2?
I'm sorry, I said cobra. The boa constrictor kind of guy that. Did I say cobra originally? That gave you
You said two cobras so far.
Cobras. Yep. Okay. Sorry, there's a couple people in here. That same cobra, smaller cobra, slithers up to the dock shop.
Not king cobra, other cobra.
Not the king cobra, but another cobra. He slithers up to the middle stalk, Doksha, which is the tree that they worship, is in the center, and he beckons you. We can take you there, but cannot bring you back. That will be on your own foot.
Fair enough. More than fair. Thank you.
Will it send us to someplace safe?
No. If you wish to rest here, I will give you 4 hours. Safely. If you wish to take a short rest, now is your moment.
I want to chat with the others in terms of what can we expect when we are there. And I opened up the map now to finally look at it. Kind of hoping they'll point at certain things, watch out for this or there's a wall, whatever.
Yeah. So it's just a map of the golden scales. And it's got a couple key locations. You see the watermill. You see a couple known Hargoth camps aligned away. Not very much. You see where you are, which is in the deepest, darkest realm of the nothingness of the west. But on the east side, you see where all the Hargoth camps are, and you see where the capital is. Mm-hmm. And then you also see to the northwest portion of a mountain range. On the opposite side is where it's a circled red, circled in red, where this Hargoth mine is, where they want you to go and retrieve that ruby. It's a ruby statue. It's about this big.
Okay. Will we be teleported right there, or?
They have not disclosed that yet.
There? Okay. And then I just asked, where on this map will we be teleported? Do you know?
Are you asking them?
Yes. I'm asking the advisor snake, I guess.
You will be teleported or transported, transmuted about a mile south of your location.
I look at the map, about a mile southish. Do I see any landmarks, a river, a camp, anything that might be noted on there?
You see a river, the river that you know to run right next to the watermill, probably about 50 miles south of your location, but nowhere you've been before.
I simply asked the crew, especially Zatsu. Are you familiar with this area?
I'm familiar enough. I've heard of it. And he gets interrupted. No, you will be staying here. And he raises his right hand, and all of a sudden the roots form up, and it creates a cage.
Okay.
Only for the time being.
E2, I thought you didn't want Zatsu here at all. Now you don't want him to leave?
He can leave when I have my ruby. If you are not back within a week's time, I will presume you have failed and he will lose his life.
It took us 3 days alone just to come here. May I request for at least 10 days?
Roll persuasion.
Alright. I am good at persuasion. Nat 20.
Hey, baby!
Yeah!
That's 20. What was your modifier, though?
Plus 9.
Plus, oh, yes, 29.
39.
Okay, so 29 is better than a nat 20, in my personal opinion.
Okay.
In my
Fair
personal
enough.
opinion. So, he reluctantly says, 10 days. No more. When the sun sets, so will his. And he looks at Zatsu. Do not fail us.
10 days from the time we teleport.
I love the terms and conditions
When is this
with
clock
Nelly.
starting? Is this starting like this second, or like in 4 hours when we teleport there? Like, you know, when just so we're clear.
Yeah, like it's currently like it's currently sun high, so AKA high noon. So you need to be back like on noon on the dot on the 10th day.
I love it. Okay. Yeah. You got it. I think you might be thinking more in detail than I am, but yeah.
E2, the 10 days is a fair time. We will be back in that time. Might I, from an ally to another, suggest you reflect on your situation as the Ouroboros that eats its own tail eventually consumes his health entirely. And I want to have that be what I say right before we teleport.
The Black Cobra, he looks at you and he just looks away. The other Cobra, more brown in color, brown and gold, hints of dark green and sage, brings you over and he forces his hand onto yours. You feel this cold, smooth, scaly hand force each of your hands to the stalk of this tree.
Keep your hand there. Do not let go, no matter how much it hurts.
And he puts his hand in it. And you see the bark begin to separate. And it begins to separate and rotate around the stalk extremely fast, going through you. You don't know how it's happening. And you see the layers of the wood go through, but the layers of the wood aren't moving, but you're going into it. And all of a sudden you feel yourself elongate, and you just hear the whoosh, whistling of birds and animals moving. Whoosh, you begin feeling nauseous, but you don't know what part of you feels nauseous. And you just see and hear everything that's happening. You feel yourself going up and down and left and right. And all of a sudden you get forced out, zooming down. You feel, oh, thank you everyone. The leaves go whoosh, and you leave a dirt trail from the stalk of a root that is exposed from the ground. You're in a completely different location now. You are in the sunlight once more. You see the route where you were coming from. Not much. A small, non-notable root. No more than a foot in diameter. Seems to blend in with other trees.
First thing I do is just like check on myself.
You have everything. You're okay. No one's
Pat
taking
my head,
damage.
be like, Willow.
You feel nauseated. But you check the map and you see landmarks. You know exactly where you are. If you head
About
a mile
what
north,
time of day is it?
It's about 6 p.m. The sun will be setting very soon.
Wait, how far away from the mill?
You're about a mile south, so you have to arrive a mile north for the not the mill. Oh, you're from the mill. You're at least like 200 miles out.
Oh, 200. Okay, got it.
Yeah, you're very far out from the mill.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're about a mile out from the mine that we're trying to get to.
A mile out from the mine where that will begin. A dungeon. Dun, dun, dun.
No. Is there gonna be a dragon in this dungeon?
It might be. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like snakes are more prevalent in this area, but yeah, sure. If you want that kind of reptile, or my reptile's not good enough for you, Dylan. Whatever. We're playing Dungeons and Snakes.
Dinosaur?
Yeah. Oh, we should call this Dungeons and Snakes. What am I doing with my life?
All right, so I will look at see if there's any place there's no towns or anything nearby, but so I look for a place to set up camp.
Okay. Yeah, and you very easily do so. This area seems to be very calm, surprisingly. But based on the map, you can tell that you're actually kind of on the edge of Hargoth territory. You're in settled forests.
Isn't everything Hargoth territory? Isn't this whole place like technically their territory?
You're about 20 miles north of the capital right now. You're not that far.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're like on the edge of the Golden Sands.
Exactly. Yeah, the Golden Scales. Yeah.
Golden Scales. Sorry, Golden Sands.
You're the very edge.
Yeah, but I don't see like a hamlet or anything like
that. No. There's plenty of areas to camp. The trees are widely spaced. There's plenty of hard ground. Doesn't seem to be a lot of noise. And you can set out camp safely, to your knowledge.
Sure. All right.
Jackie looks around quickly and makes sure there's no flying snakes.
You see the tail of a tiny green snake. They seem to be very common in this area. A bunch of bugs are flying around. Even some fireflies are starting to come out as the sun sets. You guys set up a very small but very efficient campfire in 4 lean-tos with Nil.
Okay. I curse at myself for no longer having marshmallows, but other than that, we will use a ration as my guess.
Okay. Yep. Any last thoughts before we end for the night?
I want to ask, just for my own knowledge, because I was so impressed with how Jackie did her thing. I want to ask, how she got Willow. Jackie, how did you and Willow become such close friends?
Well, it was like I explained to Zatsu. Willow, I guess in a sense you could call, is a spirit guide for me, as well as a friend. She was the first creature that I encountered when we stumbled upon the area that my... What was the other word for deity again?
Not patron. Deity, god. Not patron. Patrons for warlocks.
Deity.
Yeah, that's the only word I'm thinking of is deity.
Whatever. She was the first creature that we saw and helped guide us when we came to the area that my deity is from. And she's been with me ever since I was reborn. And she's been my guide with me ever since. And I grown quite attached to her as she has to me. We have much more than just a friendship connection. I don't quite know how to describe it, but we are just us.
I think it's wonderful to have such a close and useful companion. You, not knowing any better, not asking, but you trained her very well.
Oh, there was no training necessary. She just knew to be.
Even better. You've been blessed. I'm a little bit jealous, but I'm happy to get to know you and Willow.
Yes, she is quite the companion, and she holds Willow up like kind of towards you, and Will hops over and like sits on your shoulder and tweets happily at you.
And I'm a little surprised by it, and I very awkwardly kind of like just pet it a little bit. Because I have no experience in such matters, but I try to be. But I mean, you could tell I'm like totally like clunky about it.
And Jackie just kind of giggles at you.
And I'm like, now what?
Would you like to give her a treat?
Sure. Do you have one?
Yeah, she...
Actually, no, I'm still eating my rations, so I give her like a little bit of, I don't know. I have some grains. I don't know. It's the rice, who cares? I give her a little bit of that.
Yeah, if you have like some oats or grain or something, you can give her a little bit of that, and she takes it and like eats it quickly, and then like ruffles up all happy and tweets again at you.
Oh, look at that. Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to be your friend too. Yeah.
And Willow hops back over and she flies back over and readjusts on her head.
At this point in time, you hear in the distance.
Yeah, I'll get some firewood. I'll be right back.
You hear someone getting firewood. About 50 feet out. Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
No one said anything.
50 feet is a fair distance. Okay. But you hear someone getting firewood. It appears you're not as alone as you thought. But it's in the distance. That's enough. You're shrouded by bushes and trees. But your fire is lit. I want to thank you, Cold Spark. I want to start saying half of it 100 feet. A third of 150 feet. 40 plus 10
stream
feet.
was saying, I use metric for a lot of descriptions. Then proceeds to be like, it's about a mile outside the mine.
I literally,
It's about 50 feet.
in that same conversation, I literally said I'm going to stop using metric.
You did. But I can't give you shit if I say that part.
I know, it's funny. It's funny.
Can I like
Yes.
can I figure out like where they're saying, like, you know, where the guys say?
Your passive perception, what is it? You have a 9 for perception? So you have a passive perception of 19, something crazy. So yeah, you can absolutely tell that they're coming from the north. Where are you supposed to be heading from? You're on the edge of the forest, which you didn't really realize until you just now. You're closer to the edge of the forest than you thought.
Okay. I just kind of like peered through. Kind of see like if I could see like a silhouette or anything like that.
You see a silhouette coming right for you guys. You thought that maybe he was going from left to right, but no, he's actually coming right for you guys. You don't know if he notices, but the sun is going down and your fire is bright.
It's still 50 feet away.
That's the perfect time to camouflage a fire. When the sky is orange,
yeah,
it's perfect time.
I mean, it does blend in actually, the way the light hits. But we're getting deeper and deeper into twilight. Like Bella is in the ballet studio.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Has she been
dude.
thrown against the wall yet on her birthday?
No, but that part's awesome. Anyway, so moving on. So sorry.
I hate that you beat me to the Twilight joke. I was about to say something.
Damn. Sorry, I should have let you have it. But yeah.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, it's getting darker and darker into twilight. And this person is approaching you.
I kind of waved to my companions, saying like, a man's approaching.
Follow my lead. We're just gonna stay hidden. If he actually reaches through the brush to get to us, just... Okay, we good? We good?
All right.
There's someone over there.
I hide. We hide.
There's someone over there.
Yes. Who are you? I
Hello?
kind of take a bit of a defensive stance.
Hello. Oh, are you camping here?
Yes.
Oh,
are you camping nearby?
No, I am working up north. I am looking for for firewood, and you see that he's had a big wood axe on his shoulder and like a leather empty satchel on his back. You
Up
wouldn't happen
north,
to have
let's-
any firewood, would you?
Unfortunately, we do not have any, but perhaps maybe I can help you. And she like holds her axe out.
Oh, his war axe! You do not need to dull the steel for me, but little lady, I appreciate you though.
What's up north?
It's a Hargoth camp up north. We are mining, heavily guarded though, so don't get any ideas. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was concerned that we have heard that there are still skirmishes with the UNT, so I was concerned when you said an outpost. I thought it might be military, and we were camping in a dangerous area.
No. Militia wiped out any snakes before we come in. We just come in, take gold, and we leave. But so much gold, we'll be here for years.
Could you tell us a little bit about the mine? We've heard some stories from family members.
I'm afraid I don't have time. They're waiting for me. If you don't have firewood, then I'll just be on my way.
Okay.
You wish to roll persuasion, Jackie? It's up to you.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
I'm staying hidden during this time.
15.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so he
staying
just sees Ferris and Jackie and Nil.
Yeah.
I got a 15.
15? Let me see what I get, actually. It's quite alright. The sun's going down. They're gonna grill me if I do not come back soon. Nice meeting you. Be safe now.
All right, you too. Take care.
And he kind of like... And he just goes on his merry way. And Jumi, I imagine like you just like you half unsheathed your dagger and like sheathed it back.
No, I was trying to get closer, maybe considering pickpocketing them, and I wouldn't feel any guilt because he said that they have so much gold.
Do you want to try?
Oh, I thought my time was up.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were trying to do that. You got to tell me that stuff.
No. I was
let's do
leaving you
it.
done, but they're like, you're done.
Let's do it. No, I love that.
All
I
right.
want you to do it.
Okay.
Roll. I'm telling a rogue to roll sleight of hand.
Yep. Awesome.
So let's see what happens.
I rolled a 19.
You rolled a 19. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a 29.
29.
Plus
You
10.
steal a little leather fold that's kept together by a leather band. You stole his wallet. So he goes, so long, and he's broke. So you see inside, he had 10 gold pieces. He had two very beautiful portraits of what appears to be a woman, and 2 children. He has a library card that is expired. He has, let me try to think of the shit that's in Dylan's wallet, which I know about recently. He has 2 library cards, to which he does not go to. He has an old ID card. He has
student ID card.
Student ID card. I'm sorry. He has.
I guess we're like Hargoth Community College.
Yeah, it's really thick to the point where you're worried about his lumbar. Like when he sits, is he sitting like janky?
Oh god, a ton of receipts too.
Not receipts, but a significant amount of plastic. Like just obscenely amount of plastic.
Health insurance card. There's the prescription card. There's his credit card, his debit card, his wife's credit card.
What was the thing that you kept in your wallet that's like, put this in your wallet and never take it out?
A friend gave
The
so
Pokemon
there's a piece of cardboard that's got like a picture of a dragon on it. It's got like writing on the top says Curse of Dragon.
Yeah.
And you have this idea in your head that his friend like 15 years ago just randomly handed him this card and says, put this in your wallet and never take it out.
Yeah.
And now it's 15 years later.
And
Are
he
they
still
expired
has it.
coupons?
Yeah. What is it, Dylan? Is it a Charizard?
No, it's Curse of Dragons, Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. That's what it is.
Still playing
I have a
card.
Pokemon
Okay.
card.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't carry my wallet.
I love that. So yeah,
That's
you now
fine.
have 10 gold and a bunch of shit.
Perfect. Awesome.
You have Tinder.
Certification
Tinder.
card.
Okay.
We'll say you have Tinder.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta give you a hard one now.
Okay.
I read the student ID.
Okay.
What name do I see on it? And is there a picture on there?
Damn you! Look at you. Yeah, you see that. It says William Williams is his
Okay.
name, and he goes to Minecraft College.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and
William Williamson needs to be friend with NPC from my game, Steve.
Yes.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah. Please call me Steve. Steve's my father.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah, but is there like a little portrait of him on the ID?
there is, but he's really young and he's got a mullet.
Okay, got it. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he has since shaved the mullet, it looks like. Yeah, he looks a lot more handsome and put together now. It looks like he has a salary now, as opposed to then where it looks like he did drugs.
Okay, perfect. So
Yeah, it's perfect,
he went
right?
to Minecraft College, and that's the
Yeah, yeah.
perfect
And
job
10 gold.
for getting firewood.
Yeah, and now he's getting firewood. He's really moved up in the world.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Yes. Well, that's where we're going to end for tonight. I just wanted to hang out with you guys a little bit after this before we start a dungeon. But yeah, I wanted to go over memes and favorite parts and just your general thoughts and where you think your characters are. I feel like your characters have actually developed in a very short period of time already. So I was curious what you guys thought.
My character is definitely trusting the characters a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely like, even though like my character does have a high charisma and I'm used to doing the talking.
Yep.
There's no doubt that I definitely highly respect Nil, and seeing Nil trust affairs so much with the talking part, I was like very happy to delegate that, so to speak, because I'm not used to working in a group, and it's actually a really nice change. Because what Safaris says is a totally different take than how I would do it. I'm confident that I probably get more or less the same results, but I'm very happy to see someone else handle that. Especially with that just now that they were distracting, and I was able to profit in that teen time.
Yeah, as soon as you said you were hiding, I was like, oh, then if Safaris saw you like getting into a hidden position, I would absolutely direct their attention away from where you are. Yeah. Kind of similar to when we were in the prison, and I was like, oh, you please, I'm going to talk to you while my friend does some shady, sneaky shit behind you.
Right. Well,
Safaris is being more. Safaris still has a lot of I don't want to say animosity, but a lot of frustration with this situation, where like the plight of these people, while tragic and she's sympathetic to, she's dealing with a lot of people who are just giving her shit and like no respect and just like being frustrating. And she's like, I'm putting up with this because I literally have no choice.
Yeah.
And I hate this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Let's talk diplomacy.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Inspiration points all around. Juming for the perception of where the magic missiles were firing. I thought that was a brilliant point of perception. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to think about that. Safaris, your bit about the keystone animal in the dialogue with E2 was top tier. Jackie, your use of the bird, that was awesome. It's perfect. So I just inspiration points all around. So you get a free reroll or a small story change if you wish. Like to suit your, like, if this character is something that was part of my backstory or something like that, like we can change that on the spot. Or a free reroll. Where if you really needed to succeed on something, by all means. But it's a D20, not a damage roll. Cool. Favorite parts before we go into memes?
I need to think, so the rest of you.
Good night, Whitey. Is it Whitey? Whitey706, good night.
Night.
Night, Philip.
Oh, bye, Philip.
Dylan, what was your favorite part?
I always love when Sephiroth gets to be a diplomat, do role play with NPCs, especially when there's like negotiations or in my head it's all diplomacy, not necessarily diplomacy checks, but like coming to the table, all right, we need something, you want something, let's find a middle ground type of thing.
Yeah.
And in this, like right now, she has no stake in this conflict, really. She just needs to help Nil find this secret weapon under the Capitol, and then she's fulfilled her end of the bargain.
Yeah.
But she's now playing mediator almost for the purebloods and the purebloods.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
And I enjoy. Well, no, it's like, I mean, one is a player's or monster manual definition. The other is, I mean, I guess they think of themselves usually as half bloods because they're not full snakes. But
Interesting. Okay.
I like the UNT a lot.
If I could be honest,
They're one
this
of
is
my
a writing
favorite, like,
mistake on my end, but fuck it.
no, this is an entirely different universe.
Yeah.
The rule go on red.
I got plot
right?
armor,
Like,
baby. Yeah.
Yeah, go on red. Like the rules can be whatever the DM says. So, so getting to talk to E2 and, I mean, I made a meme about it, but take somebody who was like incredibly hostile and about to kill us to being an ally in just like one short conversation. I liked that. That made me feel like I have agency, and it's nice when players have agency.
Yeah, no, you guys avoided a lot. One thing I was thinking on break, but not for the audience, was that you guys masterfully avoided a bunch of stuff, like the spider thing. If you killed one baby spider, a giant spider would have appeared. If you killed that giant spider, 3 more would have appeared. If you killed those, I actually made a spider matriarch stat block, one of my first monster blocks I've ever made, and you would have thought that it would have been a nightmare, but you guys just walked right through. And then with the Viper, you guys just, Jackie talked to her, and Sephiroth masterfully used the Cube of Force twice. It was good. It was you guys blew through like 2 days worth of stuff because you guys have agency. So I thought that was cool.
I was going to say that my favorite part was actually the break time going all meta. Basically how much like we skipped by like flying over the cliff, and then when Sutter explained to us just now, like you said over break time, I was like, whoo, we touched that one.
Oh yeah, and flying down the cliff. Yeah,
that was, I mean, we just skipped like so much, like but it still took a while for us to like get to where we need to go.
Right.
But before I forget, just real quickly, a Monkey Man wanted to share that his favorite part was when Sutter triggered my anxiety in the forest with the spiders and storytelling. Legit, actually was giving me anxiety, but I loved it.
Aw, thank you. That's really nice. Can I call something out, Monkey Man asked? Yeah, of course. Call it out. Usually other party reads mine out. How far was it? Don't tell me. 50 feet. What about you, Jackie? I mean, Mookie?
I don't know. Like, I loved all of tonight. I don't know if I had a specific favorite part, honestly.
Cool. That's a great answer. I'll take it. I'm not fishing for compliments when I say that, by the way. I just think it's a fun segment.
I didn't figure. It's just, I honestly, like...
And yeah, Monkey Man, I caught that. But I thought it was, like, very natural, not, like, malicious. Like, animal versus animal. So I didn't calculate that as attacking. But yeah, I did absolutely catch that.
And I kind of wasn't saying it as, like... It was kind of open for interpretation of, like, she was pecking at them.
Yeah.
And, like, it was up to, I guess, DM if she actually got any.
The way I have it written is, like, if you use, like, fireball or, like, I'm squishing each one of them as they come down, or, like, I fire into the eyes.
I was like I have fire spells. I could burn these webs.
But
I was like, we're going to meet these druids who like nature, and if I attack nature, that will make them angry. They're already angry at us.
And Jackie also, like, even though she's terrified of a lot of nature, has a deep affection for nature. And so it's like, I don't like what's behind me, but I'm not gonna attack it, so I'm gonna keep walking forward and leave it alone and hope it leaves me alone.
Jackie, after seeing a giant leg. That's
That's Mookie IRL when she sees a giant spider leg. I don't like spiders.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if you know that. That's the guy that's like, and then like fades out.
This is so good. Willow trapped in a room full of gold and UNT. I'm in danger. Yes, she was.
I'm in danger.
I thought about, I think that would be such an anticlimactic death for Willow. I would never do that to her. Unless like you flew her into like lava or something ridiculous.
Be like, go, Willow. I want to see what's in there.
No. I want to wait till y'all are really attached to Willow. Then I'm going to snatch her away. So we'll find out. The party. I'm just kidding. I'm just Mookie's eyebrows.
Doesn't Mookie have Find Familiar, the spell, so you can just summon Willow again?
No.
No.
Because she's not a familiar.
I made sure she didn't too. But yeah, the party just wanted a snake statue. Yeah, I thought the snake statue was a fun little. I like throwing little obstacles at you guys, like the like the trench, even like a 30-foot wide trench. Like it's barely anything, but seeing how you guys manage it is, to me, very, very fun. I like the way you guys can make a very simple situation to a very like innately interesting like scenario and roleplay experience.
We could have just, rope climb down the trench.
Yeah.
And Dylan's like, nope, we're speeding down. We're taking the expressway.
And I found that the simpler the obstacle, the more fun it is. So like just a snake statue that shoots fucking lasers at you. I completely didn't know about the Cube of Force. I probably would have done something different. But you had the Cube of Force. So y'all made it through.
He was even last week saying that I was holding this cube, my comfort cube.
I thought it was a backstory item for you.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was totally forgot about it.
Yeah, you did too?
Reminding me, I do need to send you my backstory now that you are the DM and not Alan.
You do. The UNT plot, Sumner. Mal is drowning, and then Abel's at the bottom of the ocean. That's hysterical.
We didn't see where Mal was this episode.
We cut to Mal. And Mal, he's asleep. He's drooling.
Can I say a better one?
Peacefully while we are
as Human comes back with this wallet and we're starting to look at all of his photos and the guy's photos, we cut to photo of the couple, the old couple as they're younger, and Mal and the old man and the old lady flipping through scrapbook and her telling about her tales.
Oh my god, that's good. I like that. That's funny as fuck. I like that. What were you saying, Nelly? Did I interrupt you?
No, nothing,
Okay.
nothing.
A giant snake Sephiroth safe in her comfort cube. That was kind of tense. That was more tense than I expected. That was fun.
Yeah, so dealing with the giant snake thing, I had originally planned to talk to her, and I was not sure how it was gonna go. So as soon as you put the cube up, I was like, God damn it, Dilly, you done pissed it off.
She was coiling around us. Sumner used the word aggressively and quicker. So I was like, cube.
Or
press the 5 button.
Yeah.
I was gonna try and pull a How to Train Your Dragon thing where it's
See, I was waiting for because Sephiroth can. I always build my characters to do 2 of the 3 D&D pillars of combat, roleplay, and exploration. Sephiroth can fight relatively well, goes down really quickly, but can put out a glass cannon. And Sephiroth can roleplay. It's exploration, survival is not her forte. So talking to a giant snake, I was like, anybody else, please. If I could talk to it, great. But it's a snake. I can't talk to snakes. How about the nature paladin? Can you do something? And it started coiling around. And no, the snake man wasn't doing anything. The snake woman wasn't doing anything. The nature druid wasn't doing anything. So I was like, safety cube.
Good move.
I didn't get a chance. Anyways. So I'm trying so hard not to pull the nature thing because Jackie's not a druid, she's a barbarian paladin. So I'm like trying to make sure I don't try to do druid moves because I was like, I want to do speak with animals, but I don't have that.
Sumner on his way to plagiarize things he's never seen. Dude, it's kind of impeccable at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
As soon as you started saying the tree thing, it did make me think of the willow tree that Alan sent us to. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
I can make them connected. But yeah. Yeah, I've actually seen Avatar.
You mean like the sun
But yeah.
tree in Critical Role's first campaign that was connected to another very important tree?
I've never seen Critical Role.
Exactly, Sumner.
Yeah.
It's that meme. Sumner on his way to plagiarize things he's never seen.
Matt Mercer, I love you. I know you're watching right now. I love you, but I don't care about Critical Role. But yeah. I mean, I care about Critical Role, but not like a lot. I care about them as a concept, not like I want to watch them, because I don't. Is that weird?
No, cause same.
I like a lot of other D&T channels. I don't care. I don't know why. I think it's a spiteful thing. Like, no, it's too popular. I don't want to watch. I think that's probably what it is.
I love you, Sumner, but you are like that sometimes.
Yeah,
Sumner?
I know.
You're a great buddy,
However, comma.
but same. There's
Yeah.
so many things that I will not watch because of how popular it gets.
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed of it, but it's okay. Like it's you know, I want to be into it. I'll be into it like when everyone's like over it, then I'll binge it. But like I have to be.
It's okay, Sumner. We can not watch things together.
Yeah. Eat two. I love the eat two spelling. The humans are close.
You said it was spelled like eat you.
Yeah, the ETU, right? It's ETU.
No, that's really funny though. I wish I could take credit for that, but no.
Oh.
Eat you. That's so fucking. Oh.
How is it supposed to be spelled?
ETU, right?
You.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mookie. Yeah, eat you. I fucking. I hate that that's not its spelling and I can't retcon it. That's so funny. I should have. That's so blatant. Eat you. No, I'm eat me. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so the humans are close to our sacred giant ruby. Juming. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Where? That's really funny. Wow. Dylan, you son of a bitch, you made that one. Okay.
I
Friendly
also
gold
made the
miner
Sumner
exists.
plagiarizing shit he's never seen before.
I love it. So wait, did I plagiarize that too? Some random lumberjack.
The giant sacred valuable MacGuffin, like Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
Oh, I mean that's a pretty common trope. But
It's
yeah.
a super common. Summer, nothing's original. Like just.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is, my next arc is actually a golden ring that you have to throw into a volcano. I'm really interested.
Whoa.
So, we'll
you know
see.
what? I actually don't know if I've ever seen anything like
I've
that.
never heard of that.
No.
Wait, just to ask, like, not only is it golden, does it have like magical powers too?
Yeah, like it actually comes. It was forged.
And this is the part where Jackie and Ju-Ming are gonna go off on their own since they're like the smallest ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going on an adventure.
Yeah.
But you somehow magically show at the end because we need eagles to fly back.
Yeah, exactly. But the eagles have always existed.
Yeah.
Sephiroth is the giant eagle. She's this giant eagle that flies you back.
There gonna be any like creepy little guys like trying to also get to the ring.
Yeah, and we're always like, Sephiroth, you could have done this the whole time, and you're like, no, I only during emergencies and only during my
Sumner, do you want
emergencies.
to like go into why the Eagles could not have flown them to Mordor?
I
Because
don't
will.
care. I don't care.
I know you don't. But there is reason and logic
I'll buy
behind
it.
that.
Okay, before we raid, I
Okay,
do actually
I
want to
will.
know why couldn't they have raided?
So, for a similar reason why they couldn't just walk into the black gates, you think some giant fucking eagles are going to do anything when they're flying over a barren, desolate wasteland to a giant volcano when there are Nazgul, and a giant eyeball that will see them instantly across like 1,000 miles away? Like in those mountains, flying over those mountains, the eye could probably be like, those are some eagles right there. They're big eagles. We should probably do something about that. There have been far more articulate breakdowns as well as to why the eagles could not have flown them to Mordor. First of all, if there's more doors, then that means there's ceilings and roofs. They can't fly in there.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys, we're going to be raiding a channel called Dice Versa Studios. cute name. They had a cute layout, and they feel like fun. So we're gonna say hey. Thank you everyone for being here. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, with lasers and liches.
For emergencies only. Look, I have 2 4th level spell slots, all right? If I use one just to fly down a cliff, that's kind of a big deal.
And on Wednesday, we'll be doing another live podcast with me and Mick on YouTube. It was a super fun time last time, and I look forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you so much again. Good night. Love you. And for emergencies only.
Jackie, I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you, Yeats Juming. Love that.
All right, good night, guys. Have fun.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.